Hello, everybody, and welcome back to CBR MTG. I'm Nick Fennell. Here is Brandon Owen.
Hello.
And Lachlan Saunders.
Hey.
And we have a special lot of videos for you this time. 7-point Australian Highlander. Lachlan, do you want to sort of explain what Australian Highlander is?
So, Australian Highlander is kind of Australia's take on a eternal Singleton format. It differs from the Canadian variant you may have heard about. We play with 60 cards and a 15-card sideboard, whereas the Canadian variant is 100 cards, no sideboard.
Too many cards.
Yeah, and they use a 10-point list, whereas we use a 7-point list. You've got 4-pointed cards such as Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall. The Moxen are all 2 points. 3-point cards are like Time Walk, Time Vault, that kind of thing.
Time Vault's 4 points now.
Yeah, that's true actually, yeah. And the 1-point cards are all your kind of like, just like medium level tutors like Green Sun Zenith, Umazawa's Jit, Stoneforge Mystic, that kind of thing. They're all sitting at the 1-point mark. The format has a number of different metagames. In Canberra, we're pretty like kind of combo control based, as you can see. Grixis Reanimator here versus Grixis Delver. It's a very diverse format, and it's a very fun format because of the Singleton nature. You can kind of like, you don't have the same game twice. Like, just weird stuff happens. You get to play narrow cards you don't get to play in any other format, and it's a real treat to play.
You get to make a very personal deck, I found as well.
Definitely, yeah. That's like, you get to highlight the things you like in Magic. Like, I get to play stuff like Squandered Resources. I don't get to play that in any other format ever, and it's a powerful, it's a good card. And you can make these cards that you don't get to play with maybe only in EDH, but you get to play them in a more competitive setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get to play Lily's Caress and Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for freedom of expression.
Awful decks.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's kind of like the best parts of Legacy and Vintage put together, because you get to play the insane. You get to play the Moxen, the Ancestral Recall, the Necropotence, that kind of stuff from Vintage, with the element of the Legacy. It's a like a very fetch land driven format, that kind of thing. Like, it's like the best of both worlds, I find.
And Angus on Grixis Reanimator, which I found a very good, consistent deck.
Yeah.
I know you've toyed with it, Brandon.
I was just playing blue-black. I think it's probably just incorrect not to play the red cards. In a Singleton format, you want access to as many copies of certain effects as possible.
Sneak attack through the
bench, well, even just like discard, like...
just like in Highlander, like because of the Singleton nature, like you want to find redundancy, and it leads you to play some pretty out there cards to get that redundancy, and
which is
really
pretty
sweet.
fun.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
And Sophie on Grixis Delver, which I guess we've seen a lot of Grixis Delver-ish control type decks, especially in our Canberra meta.
This one's like probably a bit more controlling than sort of aggressive in any sense. Plays a lot of like the more expensive control cards, but it, a lot of the traditional Delver aspects in Delver of Secrets and Bolts, and just cheap, efficient interaction.
And then a whole lot of counterspells.
Yeah, a lot of counterspells, a lot of card advantage.
Yeah. Cantrips and counterspells is how you want to play Magic, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
She's kept this one land hand and fortunately ripped a second land.
Yeah, Watery Grave there was probably like one of the best draws in her deck.
Yeah.
Just lets her play out this Jace so she can continue to find land drops, keep using top to ensure that she hits land drops repeatedly.
Yeah, her hand is like noticeably light on interaction though.
That mental misstep was pretty important in stopping her top. Their top is a very, very powerful card in this format. Like it gives card selection and a little bit of kind of pseudo virtual card advantage to decks and strategies that wouldn't usually have access to it.
Yeah, notably 0 points.
Yeah, it's hotly contended.
Contended issue, yeah, for sure. Much like its banning in Legacy was hotly contended, it's no point status in Highlander is also pretty well discussed.
I don't know if I'd play it if it was a point there.
Yeah, I don't like giving it a point on it, because it does give card selection and virtual card advantage to colours and decks that otherwise wouldn't have them. And Sophie's found a third land here, which is excellent for her.
Great.
No red source, but that's okay because she has Jace to kind of like get rid of any red spells in her hand that she can't cast.
Yeah, exactly.
And the second source being blue or the third source rather being blue is pretty important for the counter spell sitting in her hand.
Definitely.
And you definitely want to counter as many spells as possible against a Reanimator deck.
Yeah, you've got to be really careful because like if you go after the enablers, you can just kind of get blown out
by the fact that they have quite a few.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, particularly in this version of the deck, he has a lot more enablers, I think, than actual action spells.
Yeah.
Or at least it's there's at least more enablers than other variants of the deck.
You have to have that redundancy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the draw discard is probably the best way to do it because it's also just filtering.
Yeah, exactly.
Selection. Yeah. One of the frustrating things I find with combo in Highlander sometimes is just like you just kind of sit there just like drawing a bunch of blanks and there's nothing you can do about it. You just draw like kind of one half of your deck, and that's like what keeps combo kind of like
in check,
fair in the format in terms of like because like you don't have 4 of your combo piece.
No,
you only got 1 of it.
It's also why blue is like really prevalent because it's just so important for deck manipulation and card selection,
and also being able to control your opponent until you get your combo piece. Like dirtling is fine when you have a bunch of counterspells.
Yeah. A very popular choice in this format is a blue-red control deck backed up with cards like Magus of the Moon, card like Blood Moon. Back to Basics is now a point, so that speaks to the level of power a strategy like this has. Just being able to counter your opponent's spells and then slam back to Basics or a Blood Moon, and then if your opponent does maybe find a basic or find something to cast, you can just counter it.
Yeah. Also, like 3-color decks are
notoriously greedy on that.
Well, I mean, it's just so you can get that kind of redundancy, right?
Yeah. And it's very easy in Highlander to play the 3, 4, even 5-color decks. We've had those kind of strategies
do well,
be very popular and do very well previously. And
more recently, probably Blood Moon decks being...
Yeah, the rise in popularity
in
Blood Moon decks is
Punish
made
those
that kind of strategy.
Which is good, though. You got to keep that in check.
Yeah, you can't just let people like cast whatever spells they want, and like a lot of people like get very very hot under the collar, very angry about it because like those kind of strategies they attack people's ability to play the game, and people want to play the game, and that's fair. But like at a certain point, you have to accept that like you don't have a right to cast any spells. It's a privilege that you get to tap the game, so use it wisely. And Angus is gonna deploy an Urborg, which solves all of his black mana wants for the rest of the game.
Yep,
it's all good, and it interacts pretty nicely with. I think he had a Sundering Titan in hand.
Ooh, yes, being able to not target his own swamps and just target Sophie's.
Yeah, and it lets you gain access to if Sophie were to play something like a like a Mazevith or something, he would be able to blow it up because it would be a swamp thanks to Urborg.
Yeah,
I've definitely done similar things with Urborg and Blood Moon as well, like just getting to blow up lands you wouldn't otherwise get to touch.
Or even if she had 2 islands, blow both up.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, and you it allows you, if your opponent's not playing black, like you just get you don't have to blow up as many of your own sources. Yeah, it's real good. This Jace here is going online though.
Yes,
it's flipping this turn, I believe. So what choices do we have? We have basically only Thoughtseize that she can cast because she's still a little light on that red mana.
Is it worth throwing out the Thoughtseize now? Like Angus hasn't presented like he's got something ready to go.
Yeah, so she knows his hand -1 card, and it's Snapcaster Mage, Sneak, and because she took Sneak Attack.
Snapcaster Mage, Sundering Titan, and a land.
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah. And we see the Vampiric Tutor here in response is like really bad news for Sophie because Angus can probably surmise that she doesn't really have a counterspell because she's only got 1 mana on tap. She's got 1 card in hand. Like she'd probably be countering this Vampiric Tutor if she had something.
Yeah.
And the only thing she's going to have is like Spell Pierce, and he'd be able to pay for that, fortunately.
Yeah, and now he's able to flash in the Snapcaster Mage, target the Vampiric Tutor but not cast it. And then Sophie's Thoughtseize, it has to target. She has to take a card. The only card left, the Sundering Titan.
Yep.
This is a sweet,
That's very good from Angus
sweet
there.
line. Yeah, this is a sweet line. She's forced to make the Reanimator deck discard their reanimation target.
After he's cast the Vampiric Tutor, knowing it was going to happen.
Yeah, super good. Here we see Angus's reanimation spell of choice, and it's an Exhume. Alright, that means he's not going to take any life. There's no enchantment attached to the Sundering Titan.
It's just
so
there.
it's just in play, and it's just going to blow up 2 of Sophie's lands.
Yeah, there are quite a few different choices for reanimating creatures. Some that's a very popular, very known, and some that are pretty
some of them
pretty
are
unknown.
Dance of the Dead and Necromancy and others.
What else we got?
Well, we got
Recurring Nightmare.
Stitched Together is a favourite of mine. Black. Raise Dead, so it gets it back to your hand. But if you have Threshold, puts it into play.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's a Highland is all about finding the sweet narrow cards that do something similar to the more popular kind of Eternal Staple versions, but just slightly less efficient. And when we see the Sundering Titan already being a 2-for-1, I guess kind of a 2 for what a 1. You play 1 card and you lose like 1 card and they lose 2 cards, so it's kind of still a 2-for-1.
Sophie maybe blocking here to turn on edicts that she might have, maybe Innocent Blood or Diabolic Edict.
Yeah, for sure. Just also wanting to, I assume that Snapcaster Mage made its way over to Jace, so just being able to use the Planeswalker again, maybe you can find like a some kind of spell to remove the old Sundering Titan.
Yeah,
how many cards you got in the graveyard?
Probably looks about 8.
8? Yeah. Ghastly Demise, unfortunately, not going to get the job done. Oh, Dragon Breath coming onto the Sundering Titan here.
That's pretty good.
It now has Fire Breathing and Haste. I don't know how relevant the Haste is gonna turn out to be, but the Fire Breathing is definitely not nothing. Yeah.
It looks like she has like a True Name Nemesis in hand, which would have been nice.
Yeah, definitely. If she can find a couple more Mana Swords to see before she dies. What, she's going to take, 8 next turn? Yeah.
There's a Creeping Tar-Pit. She won't be able to,
Nah.
Yeah,
With the
True
2
Name's a little
turns at
slow.
least
She
before
needs
she
a
has
2
no
mana
mana.
answer here.
And
There's plenty that exist in the format.
Well, she'll have to, spin that top and put a tap land into play.
The problem is, even if she does answer this Sundering Titan, she still dies. She just loses both her lands again. Like,
he's more likely to draw out of it than she is.
Yeah. Like once you deal with a Sundering Titan is one of the best reanimation targets you can have, and it's one of the best creatures. Very popular choice for Tinker decks. A very popular choice for just the workshop based control decks that we have in the format. Just like has such a high impact. Baleful Strix here. Not too bad. That's okay.
It's not bad.
It's one of the better answers, unless Angus has any kind of removal
Anything
spell.
to say about it? Yeah.
Like
pretty light on removal spells though. Look.
The good thing about Creeping Tar-Pit being her blue source is that it's difficult for Angus. Like Angus won't be able to blow up both of the lands.
No.
Yeah.
But he will be able to take out the Creeping Tar-Pit because he is a swamp.
But that's still so with 1 mana.
He will have to target his own lands, which is pretty good.
It's not bad, that's for sure.
See,
careful study. Yeah, I think just like he does play 1 or 2 removal spells. One of those is a charm.
I feel exactly, and that's in the bin, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's probably more likely just looking for another reanimation spell, so he can attack into this Strix, blow up a land, reanimate it again, blow up the other land.
Yeah. Well, even if he was able to maybe with 2 mana up reanimate that Snapcaster Mage and just get back the Izzet charm, like
yeah,
it's pretty good.
Dak will do it.
Dak
says
steals that artifact.
I'd like Baleful Strix. Is that okay with you? Is that cool?
I love Dak Fadden so much.
And now I'm going to attack you with my 7/10.
He's the greatest thief.
Dak is actually unbelievably powerful and hard. There's a lot of artifact stuff going around, and like
a lot of graveyard synergy.
Yeah, one of the things I like most about Highlander is you just see cards that shine in the format. Cards
Sweet Goblin Nabob.
Yeah, that's definitely an all-star for sure. Stuff like Titania.
Yeah.
She's made a bit of an entrance in Legacy in terms of like being in Nick Fit decks, and she's definitely a powerful commander card. But like in Highlander, it's like the perfect environment for her to thrive.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Like a curve topper as the control decks, maybe running low on removal.
Like we have decks that run like strip and waste, and just like getting back a strip or waste effect, like is so powerful. It's like 10 power for 5 mana. It's it's very interesting. And Dak Faden's another example of a card like that. Like the delve spells, namely Treasure Cruise and Dig Through Time. Dig being 2 points, Treasure Cruise being 1 point. Dak helps you fuel them. It steals artifacts. Like we have before Time Vault was 4 points. It was a more popular choice at 3 points.
Yep.
It steals Time Vault. It's just like it does so much.
And his Best Buds team with Notion Thief.
Definitely, 100%.
I want to jam that in every deck.
Meme deck
My favorite 2 cards.
Yep. The old Grixis Thieves.
Yep. And sideboarding considerations,
well, hopefully Sophie has some amount of graveyard hate.
Yeah, it seems pretty... Like, I know my sideboard is pretty heavy in graveyard hate.
Yeah. The metagame here is a pretty known quantity. I expect Angus is bringing in some amount of blasts.
Pyro
Blast, Red Elemental Blast. Maybe he has like a defense grid or something like that.
Maybe more effects which don't utilize the graveyard. Expecting
through the breach.
Expecting plenty of graveyard.
Sneak attack main board, I assume.
It got discarded back in the last game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
I expect Sophie taking out some of the sort of lower end
like
spells,
Fatal Push.
I do see a Fatal Push there.
Thumb to the front, Or we got a Rakdos Charm, a Duress, and Negate.
Diabolic Edict.
Yeah,
out of the board.
Edict's very good.
Yeah, Rakdos Charm is excellent.
I imprinted that on a Icecon Scepter against Angus, and it was the best thing in the world.
Pretty good, yeah. I really like the charms in Highlander boards. Yeah, we've seen Negate, Duress.
Modal spells, like historically very good.
Yeah, just like having that flexibility, being able to jam like 3 different effects into one sideboard slot.
Yeah,
it's good.
Collective Brutality is pretty stupid, but that's unsurprising.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Sophie's choosing not to bring in the Dread Ball there. I think she maybe feels confident that she just like has enough destroy target creature kind of removal.
Yeah, that's probably fair. But she did see the what do you call it?
Titan.
Well, Dakfin and the Titan.
Yeah.
So maybe she thinks it's not that great. Plus, you can't target Emrakul. You target Grizzlebrown, he draws 7 cards. Like.
Yeah. It's definitely.
Strip Ball the sorcery one or the instant one?
It's a sorcery. It's the one that kills type creature or planeswalker.
Yeah, fair.
It seems fine just to just have another
into the roll
spell
to the front. It's a good kind of unconditional. Going for the Dread Ball, right?
Yeah.
I do like bounce effects against Reanimator way more than
being able to hit either the creature or last minute change into the roll back in Dread Ball out.
I feel like
she agrees with you, Nick.
Yeah,
liking the flexibility of being able to bounce an animate dead or bounce the creature. Yeah, it's good.
Or just getting the creature back in their hand and then they have to put it in the bin and then reanimate it again.
Yeah.
So it just adds an extra step.
Not so effective if they play sneak attack
or show and tell or whatever they got in the thing.
Show and tell's like fine, right? Oh, if they
if they have
if they got everything,
If they have all the cards, and they always do.
Yeah, they do.
They always have all the cards.
They do, especially Angus.
Yep. Whatever, you just gotta play all the counter spells.
Yeah, basically, that's probably Sophie's plan in this game. Have a piece of graveyard hate, and then just back it up with loads of counter spells, and then an efficient threat.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I know.
I don't
think it really matters. Like in terms of like
how she wins.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like you reach a certain point where it's like you have a counterspell in hand, you have a hate piece in play, and Angus can't really do anything about it. And at that point, you just need something that kills him, and it doesn't really matter what that is, whether it's like a Jace, Telepath Unbound emblem, or if it's a Delver of Secrets.
The Telepath Unbound emblem, one of my favorite ways to win when playing control.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
You just look at all your spells and you're like, alright, this is basically a Lava Axe.
A Lava Axe for your library.
Yeah. It's like Preordain, Lava Axe you, Mental Misstep it, like whole priority, remand my Mental Misstep again, like, yeah, it's good stuff.
So you're saying you should play Frank Sanity?
I am saying you should definitely play Jace Prince Prodigy.
Yep.
Alright, we can
see it, yeah, top in the opening hand is
it's
a
pretty
place
good
to have it. But leading with Duress
fire
is even
enough
better.
Duress.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seems good.
Angus is going to lose some cards.
Ooh.
Lands, Elishnon,
Interesting. This is like a nice redundant hand.
Yeah.
I mean, you clearly take the show and tell, but like very nice hand.
Yeah.
Is that Nixum and Necromancy?
Necromancy, yeah.
3 fetches.
You can get perfect mana. It's nice.
Yeah.
Sophie, you're probably not going to punish him for that. A lot of the blue control decks now moving away from land destruction because all the good blue cards just sort of become a point.
Yeah.
After
when you want to play Force of Will, Mana Drain.
Yeah, probably like Force Drain,
Snapcaster Mage,
Snapcaster, True Name Nemesis, Treasure Cruise.
Back to basics.
Yeah.
If you're any 2 colors, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going with taking the show and tell here.
Seems like a good
It's definitely
idea.
the most threatening card in the hand. Like, and it
It's
dodges,
literally the only one that does anything.
Yeah, well, the important thing is like it dodges all the hate she would have brought in because she would have brought in a lot of graveyard hate.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Though she has a lot of main board hate for just like random spells, like Show and Tell, with the counterspells and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I know against Angus, I know Brandon, you and I both play blue-black decks, sort of control-y. I found our matchups pretty favoured against Reanimator.
Yeah.
Is the Grixis sort of the same thing, or is it...
I imagine so. Maybe she's playing a few more like slightly greedy cards. I mean, greedy in cards like Call Against Command, where they really shine in like a creature-based matchup or something like that, like a mid-range matchup where they get you card advantage and it doesn't, the fact that it's 3 mana and doesn't really interact with them, or if it does, it's killing one of their creatures. But in this case, it's definitely not killing a creature. Maybe making them discard a card, but it's a card of their choice. Like, cards like that.
Kills a defense grid.
That's true. Maybe. I would feel like she would probably usually be favored, and she does have a grip full of cards, so it does seem pretty good. She's got a 3 colors of mana, and a whole lot of cards in hand.
Yeah, she's in a decent position.
Angus playing her own stuff.
Though, Angus does have a Boseiju on board. Shelters all of his spells will be sheltered.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
For low cost of 2 life.
Well, instant sorcery spells.
Instant,
will be
sure.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I mean, the Exhume.
The Exhume will be sorted, but the Necromancy, however, will be free to be counterspelled.
Necromancy noticeably can be flashed in at instant speed. It does not have the keyword flash.
It's pretty cool. I like it. You can play it as if it was an instant.
Oracle text is just like truly bizarre. It's in a special boat with Animate Dead for just like an enchantment with a massive amount of rules text for it to exist in the game. Like, because it has to be able to, Animate Dead is a little bit different because it enchants the thing in the graveyard, but then it brings it back, and then it has to change type before it brings it back, so it's still legal to enchant it. It's very weird. Like with Animate Dead in Grafdigger's Cage, you can still animate dead your creature, you just enchant it in the graveyard and it doesn't come into play. So you just have a
animate dead on the board
attached to a creature in your graveyard.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty spicy.
A well-timed Relic of Progenitus here.
Yeah, definitely.
Ideally, it'll keep him off. I mean, with those fetch lands, it probably won't keep him off anything important. With say like Snapcast, that he might want to Snapcast a mage back or something like that. But if she has a mana,
she can take away the show and tell, right?
Yeah. But
gamble.
As he like starts putting spells in the bench, she's already activated it. So
Yeah, well, like she would be able to eat if her line was just Angus's line was just fetch go. She would be able to eat the show and tell.
Ooh, misstep.
To mess up the gamble's nice.
Pretty good.
I think that's fine.
Cutting him off tutors is, it's fine if how you're interacting with it is mental misstep, but like with some of the tutors, you just let him go.
Yeah, but if he got the creature in the bin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gambles are particularly.
Well, she had a mana up for relic though.
Yeah.
True.
So,
yeah.
At this point,
She correctly chose to pay life on that mental misstep so that she still had mana up to activate the relic.
Very good.
Just like playing very carefully and tight around this Reanimator deck because like
it can be so explosive.
It can just bam bam.
Yep.
Like
it's making me like relic more and more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I came in the morning and saw the number of graveyard decks which are in the room today, and opted to add a third piece of graveyard hate because they can just be so good, because it is a pretty like high variance format a lot of the time.
Ooh.
And
Angus getting rewarded for playing around Stifle earlier. A true master of the game.
I don't know if I like Stifle that much in Highlander.
I don't know how I feel about these mismatched basics on Sophie's side.
That's fine.
Yeah, look, I mean, it is Highlander, so she's just playing Singleton.
Exactly. You can't play the same land, Brandon. Come on,
dude.
With your basic.
I mean, no, like not if you have taste, right? Like.
Yeah. Look, I've spoken at length about the strategic advantage of playing mismatched basics. Ooh. Sophie, Snapcaster, taking out this preordain, leaving her vulnerable for a second there.
Yeah.
Managed to
string
stitch something together, but
yeah.
I don't know how many cards he had in hand. At least one of them is Elvish No, and at least one of them is Necromancy.
Yeah, he plays mana accelerants in the form of like Chrome Mox or something, and Dark Ritual. Like there are certainly lines. But probably fine. Probably a reasonable spell a perfect time to get Snapcaster onto the board. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just start whittling him down.
But I don't know. Maybe stifling that fetch land there could have been more important. He's missed a land drop, and she's not great at like executing the her deck rather isn't great at executing the mana denial strategy. It's kind of just the stifle, if I'm remembering correctly the list.
Yeah.
And so sometimes those draws are crazy. You just like Snapcaster Mage, do something on turn 2 like this Hymstoric. Hymstoric's a risky one here.
Yeah, very risky. I don't know if
it's fine.
Oh, sure. She's got plenty.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Making him put it in the bin seems like
that's fine.
Just,
I don't
no. I mean, like,
hit a reanimate.
Okay, hitting reanimate.
That's very good.
Reanimating Zoom.
Angus
isn't happy about
so lucky.
It is very unfortunate because that Boseiju on board can't make the Necromancy uncounterable.
That's very, very lucky.
It's just going to cost him some.
Well, couldn't make the reanimate uncounterable.
The Exhume.
I know the Exhume, but yeah. Just saying, Brandon.
Are you though?
I am. It's finally getting rid of that show and tell.
Maybe she thought it targeted and Angus didn't read the card. I don't know.
No, I think he's getting rid of the choice.
It looked like he showed her the graveyard.
So she could see what's in it, so she wanted to activate it now.
Oh, okay.
But previously Angus sacked that Flutter Strain, so he didn't have to exile the show and tell, right? So I'm pretty sure the players have a handle on the situation. Oh man, Rakdos Charming on top.
Oh, so good. Very good.
It's just like unless Angus can find like a sneak attack and Sophie doesn't have a counter spell.
Sneak attack Emrakul, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean she's getting light on cards.
And she does.
She does have a top there, which is normally pretty good.
She's a clock and play like.
The top is a virtual extra card.
Yeah, for sure.
And being able to relic every turn.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Does Angus have Snapcaster Mage?
He does.
Angus is casting an instant or sorcery.
Snapcaster Mage is one of his points.
Is it a frantic search?
Frantic
search. Enough about this frantic search.
No, I definitely would not bother countering it. Save your counter for the actual thing.
Yeah. I mean, like,
It also probably can't be countered.
Either way, it can't be countered, but like in terms of like him paying life to it, I don't know.
Yeah, with that creeping target there.
Especially with the relic on board, like Sophie, if she wants, she has a 2-turn clock now.
Yeah,
like
if she has
the
2
2 life is not irrelevant against a 2-power creature. It's essentially an entire turn.
It's a Terrastodon.
And Elishnorn.
And the Elishnorn, of course.
Yeah.
Interesting choice to put both of his dudes into the bin. Maybe it would have been nicer to put one of them into the bin, make her take it, and then.
You could be banking on maybe drawing another one. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's just
making it super tempting for her to do it. Yeah.
To pop this relic.
I mean, you do the same thing by only putting one dude in the bin there, right?
Yeah, but you make it extra tempting.
And unfortunately for him, this is pretty blown out by this Rakdos charm because it's just no way he's
proactive.
Yeah.
Oh, the instant
Necromancy
necromancy.
just hangs out on the battlefield.
Yep.
Thinks about what it could have been.
Enchants nothing.
Yeah.
Because it is nothing.
Whoa, dude. Yeah, Rakdos Charm. I really like that card, and especially in Highlander, it's proven its worth to me a few times.
And top just providing infinite advantage here.
Yeah.
Just been crazy.
So
good.
much card selection.
You can hide like the actual counter spells from their discard spells.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
leave them on top, draw when you need it.
Hiding things with top is one of my favorite plays of Magic, especially when you're like playing a combo deck against a Liliana or the Veil or something. Like,
It makes you feel like a smart guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You need that.
So smart. Ooh.
What is this?
Ooh.
Tectonic Edge.
Edge. Sweet.
Taste it, Beseju.
Take
No more
that.
counter spells for you, Angus.
Counter everything.
And now it's gone forever. I
Haha.
don't even think about it, dude.
Got him.
No spicy life from the loam for Angus to get it back.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of an opening. If he's got a red source that he can
Ooh.
fetch for, okay.
Ooh.
I think somebody like gave them some incorrect information,
Yeah.
or at least he's trying to read the card and make sense of it, which is just it's not something
That's
that
fine.
can be done.
I don't think
Sneak
I don't
attack.
think it really matters too much.
That's pretty good from Angus.
It is pretty good from Angus.
Hopefully,
Sophie doesn't seem to have a response.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nope.
How many odd cards?
Well, this is definitely something she cares about. She's one of.
You definitely want to get rid of this.
What is this?
Dig
Dig
through
through
time? Yeah, this looks like a dig.
Hopefully.
Okay, she's looking for force, I guess. Days also gives
No,
her
no.
the turn almost. No,
No.
not quite.
Ooh.
Got that good martial that's sitting there,
Mm.
ready to be tapped for black mana.
No, yeah, no. I mean, if she has days, at least buys her a turn, but that turn is almost certainly not enough. Is that a glacial chasm
Yeah.
at the front there? It's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a crucible hanging
I
on the
think
deck or
that
something.
was I think that's main deck. I don't remember seeing that coming in from
No.
the board,
Yeah,
but
interesting.
it is an interesting choice to be sure.
Yeah.
It definitely feels okay in this instance.
Did you find
Yeah.
Force of Will?
But I guess
I don't see it. It could be that one card that's snapped and like put face down.
no, she put an intro face down.
Okay, interesting.
I think sneak
At this
attack,
point,
looks like sneak attack's resolving.
yeah, at this point she's
Yeah,
just
it's
hoping he
not-
doesn't have a dude, which is pretty likely. I mean, he put 2 guys in the bin. Like, what if he hadn't done that? Crazy.
Oh, this fits on
Okay,
great.
this
Ooh.
does not bode well.
Let me get that good
Bad
bad
lands.
If only there was mana for Into the Royal. Was that only creatures?
Can't
Into
fetch
the Royal?
that.
Yeah,
I was actually there to tell him that.
yeah. Can't get that good volcanic island. Yeah.
That's actually it's not like a problem, but it is a reason so many decks are 3-colored in Highlander, because you want access to 7 to 8 fetch lands.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
And it just makes your mana base a little bit better.
ironically, yeah.
Yeah. It's like the old Khan's Zendikar standard deck. Ooh.
Maybe
Keep attacks is
yeah,
super good.
it's super
Ooh.
good, but also giving Sophie like an extra turn definitely is she might be breathing a sigh of relief. She's sitting on
Yeah, well, she does have 5 points with that top hit, so.
Yep.
Angus going to draw 7 cards off this as well.
Yeah. The old deal you 5 draw 7 is not bad, but Jinka Tax is not having its full impact because it doesn't make it till Sophie's cleanup step, unfortunately.
Yeah, it also looks like she's got the Into the Royal there, and she might have picked that up off the dig through time, which means she definitely has a line to bounce the sneak attack to choke his mana a little bit more. Does it even look like he's picked up another fatty? Probably.
There's an animator there.
With 7 cards, surely he must have.
Yeah, I mean it seems pretty likely, but 7 cards,
7 lands.
Yeah,
this is Sundering Titan.
Sundering Titan, pretty rough.
Yeah, we saw it do great work in the first game with Urborg, and Sundering Titan 2, more Sundering.
Yeah, look, it's gonna be a perfect Titan, right, this time, because she has a mountain this time.
Oh yeah,
that protects his own mana base. Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
he is under the pump here though.
Yeah.
He's dead next turn if you can't take out that creeping tar pit, but luckily it's a swamp, so
yep.
Rest in pepperonis.
Yeah, so hopefully she bounces it during her turn. I mean, because otherwise it's like she's not going to get. It's not going to do it. Maybe she's just hoping to bounce a creature, I guess, which is reasonable.
Well, it doesn't do that much bouncing her turn either, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he does have the extra mana.
I guess she doesn't have another counterspell. I think I would have liked looking for another answer.
Just getting a
But
draw.
this unmask is definitely a great start to this turn.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Like, she's kind of priced into
Having to do it now.
having to use it into the roll now, or she'll just lose it. Like,
Yeah. Maybe like topping first is a reasonable line.
Yeah, just make sure you get the right draw.
Yeah, like maybe there's something on top which can deal with this
She knows
unmask.
the top 2 cards, right? Maybe?
No?
No,
She-
because
she dug, yeah. Yeah,
It's not.
I don't know.
I think she's into the rolling this sneak attack here, which is not really going to work out,
Nope.
considering we've got Sundering Titan coming down.
If he had like the fatty, it was never gonna do anything anyway with this unmask. So it's kind of all you're really gonna do with it.
Yeah, and her being on 9 versus now 7 power and at least 2 more red mana available to Angus is pretty concerning.
Yeah.
And losing the creeping tar pit, the unblockable damage, it's pretty rough.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Any fatty is gonna get the job done here.
I think Angus has taken a pretty severe turn for the better
Yeah.
in this last couple
Yeah.
turns.
Yeah.
Getting to stick that sneak attack and then keep it.
Yeah.
Is very good.
Yeah. Very very fortunate. Not sure what ways.
It's just
Fetching
sucking his
more.
fetch.
Because why not?
You, I guess.
Yeah.
Get that free shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
Put himself. Oh no, that doesn't have for red. I was gonna say put himself dead to bolt. Maybe just trying to give Sophie a chance. He's
Or
already
make it
dead.
feel like she might have one.
Just rub it in afterwards.
Yeah, clearly. That unmask hasn't even resolved.
Ooh.
Yet. She's still responding. Now she's Angus is
Is it charming?
Counter?
is it,
Yeah.
is it
I assume
charming?
you'd be
Is it charming into the
spell
roll?
pissing it, whatever.
Taste it. I want to put sneak attack back in my hand. I don't care. I know he's looting to find another guy.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
he found an Ashen Rider there, I think.
that's pretty good.
Nice.
The Ashen Rider might win in the game.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
definitely,
well-
definitely
Any-
snap will, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, looks like he's tied this one up here.
Hey, he won
Mm,
game
nice
1, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's tied it up. Oh, sorry, tied it up. No, I mean like he's tied it up into a nice little package, and
Yeah.
you know.
He's tied it up.
Tied it.
Ah, yeah.
Can't you read what I'm saying?
He's cosplaying the Art of Earthbind right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of like
It's just
rubbing
rubbins.
Like, all of her lands are gonna die. At least like she'll die from combat damage.
Just still
before-
targeting the lands.
before
Doesn't
it
even want to
happens.
care about the
No,
creature.
Yeah. He's just like he's just like targeting the top for value.
Well, also it
This-
means that she draws the top.
This is like a good point to why this deck has like Angus has had a lot of like a reasonable amount of success with it, because like your opponent Sophie has a relic in play. She has a way to like exile a bunch of cards from the graveyard, and if she wants, she can exile the whole graveyard. It just doesn't matter.
I just can't wait for this Into the Royal to resolve.
Yeah,
just gonna draw that top.
There's been a lot of responses to it. Yeah, now it's resolving. Putting sneak attack back in hand, which doesn't really matter because the monster's already here. And Sophie's gonna draw a card off this Into the Royal. And
then Unmask is going to resolve,
and then that top's probably going to the whatever. The whatever card is going to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And then she had like double snuff out.
To be fair, this has been a pretty
even
complicated. She can't snuff out.
No,
she can.
It's just she can only snuff out one of them that pays full life and puts it a 5 killed by the other one.
Value.
That's pretty explosive plays from Angus, and very well played, I think, as well.
Being
great comeback.
Careful and
He's playing around that stifle earlier, as well as like the thoughts he's playing.
Look, I mean the sneak attack in that game was a little shaky. Like she definitely, she had a bunch of cards in hand, a top in play, and she unfortunately just didn't have them. She had 3 in hand and a top.
Yeah,
so that's a lot of cards.
Look, like
and then she did get to dig.
I guess so. But it's a lot of cards when they haven't cast a counterspell yet.
Yeah,
and she did get to dig through time as well, so she got that extra selection.
Yeah. Well, the dig
was basically having another
the dig was after.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
The dig was in response.
Yeah.
There's that defense grid on the bottom of his deck.
Yeah. Who needs
Grid of defense. All
right. Well, that's first match of Highlander. Stay tuned. We'll have a bunch more. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Highlander and Legacy and whatever content.
And you'll find a link to the current points list and a bunch of deck lists and stuff on the forums at ozeternal.com. We'll put a link in the bio so you can follow that and check out this amazing format.
Yeah. Bye, guys.